Hello, and welcome to my podcast, Pulling Back the Curtain with Vinny Ali, where we do a deep dive into the creative minds of those people around me. Today, we have a very special guest. We have friend Mary. Now, friend Mary, please tell us who you are and why should the people know who you are?
Who I am? Well, for 34 years, I've been a wife. And for 32 years of that, I've been a mother to 3 grown children. They are 32, 30, and one just turned 27. And for the past almost 10 years, it's been grandbabies, 6 of them, my 6-pack tribe. So that's who I've known myself to be. And now in this next season, that's what I have the pleasure and just a blessing of getting to know. I believe that people should know me through my story, that I'm just so privileged to tell the story of battling back from anorexia, lifelong fitness, and just investing yourself into the lives of others and walking with people in their journey. And that's really what I'm dedicated to.
So fitness and empowering people through your path is what makes you you.
Yes, I use my journey that I've been on to walk alongside people. Fitness, faith, family, all the things that I'm about.
Fitness, faith, and family. I like that. We should put that on a t-shirt. What do you think, Amir?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely going on a t-shirt. So let's move right along when you're ready, Mary. Now, how do we know each other?
Well, we've had the pleasure of working together.
That's correct.
We met at our job about 4 years ago. And to say the least, we have had a job that very demanding.
Yes, we worked in a very chaotic location, a
Yes.
chaotic company where we had to make everything look effortless, as I mentioned one too many times.
Yes.
My mom, whose name is Teresa, always taught me to take the chaos and make it look effortless. And we got that every day at work.
We did.
There was always someone called out. There was always something going on that we had to just make do.
And we always left it at the door before we walked in. But what we focused on was those connections that we made with the team, a wonderful people.
Oh, yeah.
And we just began sharing stories.
Yeah.
We just introduced ourselves. I started the many stories you heard about grandbabies and
Yes.
and the blessing of the stories that you have shared.
Yeah. And Mary, what's the phrase you always say to people when you introduce people?
Friend.
Tell me, why do you choose to say, this is friend Vince, this is friend blah, blah, blah? Please explain.
Again, for that feeling of being connected, that you're part of something. We were friends. That team, we were working together. We did need to respect each other's place and space in that environment. And the only way to get through it was to become friends. So when I called them, I always said, friend Vince, I need you. Friend Tom, I need you. Friend whoever, whatever their name is, fill in the blank. And that's how. And when new team members, it was important to welcome them in that way. Hey, you're here. You're with us. We're on the battle lines. You're our friend.
Exactly. That's probably one of my favorite things that when I first met you was you introduced yourself. I am friend Mary. Your friend Vince. How can I help you?
Yep.
Let's figure this out. And I think that's such a wonderful element you bring to any workspace that you are in. And I'm just grateful you keep doing that after all this time.
Well, you did that too, because you showed the value of people that we were. That was the value of people. It wasn't what we were doing. It was that person across the counter or coming through the doors.
Well, yeah, I had, so I never really had one boss tell me this, but an amalgamation of bosses used to tell me, son, I don't pay you to be an asshole. I pay you to be kind, courteous, and polite. Do you know why? And I was like, because it's the right thing to do. Because it's the right thing to do, and you have no idea what hell that person walked through before they came through our door.
Yep.
And that kind of just stays with me. I have 3 golden rules when I work customer service. If you wouldn't serve it to your mother, you wouldn't serve it to a guest. Set the next guy up for success. And when in doubt, refer to rule number 1.
Amen. Yep.
But that's just me. It's not about me. It's about you, Miss Mary.
No. That is, we had a season of time together, and we had that connection, and we did have that underlining respect. We did set each other up for success. That was so important, making sure our tasks were done, encouraging the next group following us. So all that was said is connecting. We connected. We shared stories for 4 years.
We did.
We shared encouragement where we knew when we were down, we knew when we were up, and we knew when other teammates were down and up.
Communication was so important, paramount.
I love it. I love it.
And what was cool about our interactions was we always like would check each other as we walked by to make sure we got exactly what we needed. My position was always free floating. I was, on one position to another position. Go-to man. Yeah. And, the old saying, which is one of my favorite hard truths, is it's easier to ask for forgiveness than to plead for permission. Because my whole thing is the person in front of me, the guest in front of me matters most. Everyone else matters too, but this person needs my help. I'm going to help them right then and there.
Well, we taught each other.
Yes.
Because what I learned from you was the one night I was getting frustrated. Things were going on, and you're running around doing what you do, helping people. And I'm like, Vince, we need you here. And he's like, I'll always get another job. There'll always be another job.
Correct.
But that person's what meant. I'm like,
that's right.
Hey, that's true. I was so focused on the task. So he said there's that learning and journey. Like we walked alongside each other and just pouring what we could into each other to get us through. Because we didn't know when we were down. There's just no hiding it. No hiding it.
What I was always taught is the guests are the kids. And what's the one thing you don't do in front of the kids? You don't argue. You keep everything calm. Everything is fine. They may figure it out when they're older. But in that moment, everything's perfectly content. I've had so many misadventures where someone comes in like, oh my God, there's a dog that's running around. I can't catch him. And I was like, okay, it's a dog. Don't chase him. He thinks it's a game. So I ran out and I grabbed some treats from my car and I lured the dog back and it was perfectly fine. And as I told you, this is just a job. I can get another job. But the person needs help right now. And that's how I've always been with work. The guest comes first.
Well, what you wanted to do, I believe, is bring value to someone else's life. And that's what you wanted to, you valued what they were going through in that moment. It wasn't just a dog. It was, how can I help? And you did it the best you could.
Yeah.
So, that was amazing. I do believe that we did teach each other a lot. We're an example.
Yeah, what was nice about us is we led by example of how
Always.
We wanted to carry ourselves, and we respected our higher-ups, as we should.
Mm-hmm.
However, you and I both knew what the score was in the situation. We lived in the moment, and we did the best we could with what we had. And I'm really grateful for that, and I'm very grateful you could join us today.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to be here. It's amazing.
Yeah, I lucked out immensely. I did a radio play for a gentleman ages ago. Emir, was it now like 3 years we've collaborated?
Yeah, probably right around that, yeah.
And Emir was a sound engineer then at a different studio, and we recorded it. And Emir, being the gentleman that he is, the professional he is, was like, look, this is not quite right. Let me take Vinny to my home studio and we'll record it there and we'll make it good. Wow. And we've been collaborating ever since, and it's been just a wonderful, wonderful journey. And I'm really grateful. We're in a new studio space since the year began. And it's amazing to see how far we've come and where we're going.
Yep.
Anyway.
Adding value. Like you said, that's why you're here. That's why, like I said, to tell these stories, to tell how your journey, and it is linked with arms with other people that support what you're doing and hopefully can take you to the next step.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to do that for someone else.
Yeah. And the old saying, to be truly great, you must make everyone else around you great.
Yes.
And Mary, you were always good at helping people see they could do more with less effort.
Yes.
It's just by letting go of the static, let's say a guest throws at you, and understand they're just upset at the moment. Mm-hmm. They're not upset at you.
Nope.
And you're able to just find a solution to keep them going. I think one time someone was giving you the business really, really bad, and you said something along the lines of, I will help you when you are more calm.
Yes, I am a big respecter of people. So when you come in and start yelling at me, I try to find a different way.
Yes.
And I saw a lady burst through the front doors and she was screaming before she even got to where I was. So I knew that it was nothing that we had done at that moment. And she just came in and she could not even formulate her words. So I said, ma'am, I will be so happy to help you. I said, but stand over there till you can collect yourself and then come back. I said, I will make you so happy. And my other famous line, people will be screaming at me, and I would say, sir, could you please repeat that back? You're upset with me because of what, and oh, that's true. I'm like, exactly. I said, but I'm going to get you what you need. I will make you so happy before you leave. That was my promise. When you leave, you will be happy, but let's talk about it.
Yeah. It was a beautiful way of diffusing situations.
I loved it because they respected me and I respected them above and but I kind of also, I don't want to say demand, but I'm hoping for, like, we're two humans, let's interact and let's both leave happy. I'm doing my job. You got what you want. It's win-win. Let's both win.
Win-win.
But if you're yelling at me, I can't do that because I don't understand what you need. But again, just something else. That was our daily life.
It was. And in that respect, I'm grateful for all those days.
Yes.
Because it made me more humble and more capable of handling things that come my way. When I worked at Quest Diagnostics and I would go to job interviews, they said to me, describe a time where you had an unruly guest. Describe a time when you had to make a tough call. And I would look at them and I would say, you mean this week or in general?
Yeah.
Because at Quest, I got the same experience, and it's made me a very, very good interviewer when it comes to job applications. And I think that it's important that we learn that people are still people, even though they're upset.
Yep.
And as you said, they're not mad at you, they're mad at the situation.
And I started asking, I had another situation, there was a lady who was simply just screaming in the middle of the store. I stopped the line and I just turned around and asked her why. Just simple, why? She could say what she wanted, and at that time, she didn't even know why. But it was just those simple things, like you said, interacting, making that connection with a human, and trying to de-escalate a situation.
Yeah. You got, as I was taught long ago, you had to listen with your eyes and your ears. Mom used to say that to me all the time. And I was like, yeah, well, if you were, I wouldn't have to say it twice. Because so much can be read just by really observing people.
Yes.
I think that's why it's so important that we put humanity back into place.
Amen.
Let's move on.
Yes, that's who we are. That's who we are. So for us, it just seems like basic knowledge, humanity 101. That's where we function.
Empathy, sympathy, and
compassion. Yep, understanding.
Yeah.
Tolerance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Learn to accept what we can control, not what we can't control. Yeah. So, Mary, I'm curious now. What drives you in life to lead this path that you've paved for yourself?
Well, I do believe my faith. They said, and the examples that I find in my faith and how to live it. And, of course, my family. Because what drives me, I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
And there has never, I don't think, been one time where I've not been loved, accepted, or have had support. So my faith and family are what drive me. But I think as my seasons change, my kids are grown, grandchildren are doing well.
Yes.
My direction is kind of changing now. I kind of wrote it down because I wanted to get it right. I just wrote, I believe that direction changes with seasons. And for me right now, what drives me is the deep desire to use my story to impact and elevate others to be their best versions of themselves. And I think that's what's driving me right now, being back in the gym, seeing these people thinking that they have to beat themselves up. I'm like, no, let me walk along. So let me cheer you on. Let me show you how I lost 150 pounds, kept it off 24 years, and absolutely in love with it. And it's kind of fitting we're talking today because who I started my journey was with Richard Simmons on a DVD, God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
24 years ago, I just got up and danced, and I saw his passion for humanity and for fitness and for just empowering people where they're at. So I want to go back to that. My family's right, they still need me, but it's different. Now I want to broaden my horizons. I want to go back community and, like you said, legacy, helping as many who will allow me the privilege.
I love that. For those of you that are listening to this, Richard Simmons is a cultural icon.
Yes.
Who has left the mortal coil at this time, hopefully for a better place, but has left a lasting legacy and impact on fitness and pop culture, and has just been a shining beacon of positivity and light.
Just like you said, that humanity, just like you said, the human level, his humor, his love, his compassion, like you can do that. And don't want to yell in your face and belittle you. I want to uplift you and elevate you and fall in love with our bodies. We're meant to move. So how can I keep them moving at 50, 60, 70? Now I'm 54 and I can take out any 30-year-old, come work out with me. It's just fun. But yet the flip side of really, it's a benefit to your whole life to be physically, mentally, spiritually sound.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I love that you use the word elevate.
I love that word.
It's a very powerful word.
Lift you up.
Yeah. And I like that you want to walk beside them and help them grow.
This is your journey. It's not what I see for you. It's what you see. May I help you get there? That's why I tell my clients, look in that mirror. Mm-hmm. What do you see? We're going to get there. Every time, every workout, 1 rep at a time. I'm now back in the gym after a 6-year hiatus. And that break allowed me, I came back, I'm doing things even differently. It's been amazing.
Wisdom does evolve and improve our experiences in the workforce. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting, like how time away from your passion can help you build more passion and more dedication to it. I think that it's important to have those moments. Maybe it's important to have that time away so to really appreciate. And so you are older. You have some more experience. And what's really neat about you is you have personal experience with this that's ongoing. It's not like you kick the habit of anything.
No.
Anorexia is like any other addiction. It stays with you. It stays
with you. And like you said, it's our daily mindset, our daily choices of how we're going to battle, attack, overcome each day. And I know that when we did work together, I shared my love of fitness. You knew that I was still like working out every day. You knew the days that I were battling with myself because it is a mental issue, anorexia. We all think it's about food.
No.
But I've learned so much through wonderful doctors and counseling that it is a mental disorder. You get diagnosed with 5 questions, and if you answer those 5 questions, you are considered an anorexic, and then you go from there, and you do get better, you overcome. Because when I started my fitness journey, I'm 4 foot nothing, folks. So you can't see me, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But 271 pounds on a 4 foot nothing body is a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Well, in 18 months, I went from that to 78 pounds.
Wow.
78 pounds. So you can tell like there was something wrong. And it's a very long story. I'm so happy to share it and talk with whoever. But my husband was my intervention and my support and the battle back. I was 30. I had 3 children. It was already a very unique situation. And they knew that it was going to be difficult. It is for anyone, but in this unique circumstance, it was a battle. And now to be where I'm to be for my height, weight, age, and to keep that going and the fight for that has just been such a blessing. And now I said, I really want to encourage women. Women are my passion because we know what each other goes through. And like you said, instead of beating them down, like you said, every mom, woman, they need to be lifted up. I guess we all do, even humanity. Like you said, we don't want to go that specific, men, women, it's everyone. Yeah. Whoever needs to be elevated should be.
Definitely. You mentioned your husband. Would you mind telling us a little bit about him, this mystery man?
Yeah, I met my husband at 15. And we wanted to get married about 17, at age 17. And we went and asked his parents, and they said no. But they did say, if you give us one more year, because we were almost 18, we will be behind you for the rest of your lives. So it was no question for my husband, right? He was always obedient. He listened to his parent. We feel that's why our marriage has lasted 34 years, because that one moment to make a decision to say yes to his parent, we waited. And true to their word, they supported us. And there was a question about who inspires me, and that we'll be talking about my mother-in-law for 18. She was my best friend.
Yeah.
And they were our biggest support. So as I said, I then married my husband at 19, and in April, we celebrated 34 years married, 38 together, 3 grown children and 6 grandbabies. I have a faithful, loyal, good man who has supported me through the ugly, through the good. He was the one who actually got me into personal training. When I was healing from anorexia, he did see my passion still coming through for fitness and helping people. And he's like, hey, he's a bus driver, bus operator, and a man on the bus was a personal trainer. They started talking. He gave them all the information, and I took it and ran, and I've been certified since 2010. So that's been the healing part, helping people on their journeys. And he knew that I would take that and run with it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I truly believe that things happen for a reason. People
do.
come into your lives, and it's incredible. You know, you guys are literally high school sweethearts, even before then.
Yep, he worked for my parents. They own a catering business. We went to 2 separate high schools. And I saw him in the kitchen one day, and I'm like, I want that one. And he was just very kind. Yeah.
You want that one?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So that's how it's been. We just met, and I said, I've always felt respected, loved, taken care. And we have that. It goes both ways. We have some bedrock foundational beliefs, and that's what kept us together, because we are polar opposites.
Oh, yeah.
Tall, short, hot, cold, beach, mountain, you name it, we're different. But what's keeping us together, like I said, is our love, our loyalty, our faith, and our views on family and God
Makes
and
sense.
country.
Sure.
All that, but I mean, those are things that never have faltered when everything else, he's been my best friend, and he showed up in that way time and time again.
God damn it, Mary, you gotta make me cry.
No, never.
It's a good
Not
thing.
on my watch.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
It is, and we know it's a gift.
Yes.
And we always share that with people. It's hard work, and this is a gift when you can tap out. And there were times you can tap out whenever you want to tap out. And we didn't. We never had a good enough reason to tap out, so we stayed in. And even recently, we've just talked about that. Like, here we are, 30, what are we going to do? There's still no reason to tap out. As hard as it is, we're going to the end.
There's not a good enough reason to tap out. That's T-shirt worthy. Oh my God. That's
That's what we
wonderful.
said. We thought about it, and we're like, okay, let's find a reason. If we couldn't find a good enough reason to tap out.
That is so amazing. It's a beautiful. You got me flabbergasted. Good job.
And yeah, like you said, that's who I am. That's, he's been wrapped up in my story with her, because he's seen it all. At 15, he's seen it all.
Yeah.
He's been with me through sickness, finance, the whole, we spent most of our lives together, then separate.
Yeah. Some people go their whole lives searching for that other half, and you lucked out.
I did. I was blessed. And like I said, we've attributed a couple of times that is why. And being obedient to his parents when they said, give us a year, and we felt that was just the beginning, that it was going to be okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, Mary, can you tell us, I think you've already answered the question, but how do you define success in your book?
Oh, how do I feel? And that becomes different too, because we all think about it, hey, with the money we have, the cars we drive, how we look. But my success is going to be the legacy I leave and how you remember me. If you can say something nice and I've inspired you, and that is the biggest key to success. If I helped you on your faith journey and lightened your load by introducing you to goodness, love. Have I walked beside you? Have I been an example? Those are the keys to my success. What I do matters. So, and if other people are blessed by it and their lives are improving as a result, that's success. And now I'm watching and I see what I'm teaching my grandchildren because they want to work out. I'm just seeing that what you do matters. So that's the key to my success. Am I doing enough to make it matter? That'll be determined.
I like that. So what is your big picture goals in life? I mean, I think you've already touched on it, but could you make it a little more defined?
Yeah, and I think that also changes. But right now for me is finishing strong because I am at 54. I said, we don't know how to measure time, but if you think 54, you're going down, you're not, I've climbed. So, and it's really, my big picture is being back in the gym and helping those people for as long as I can, touch their lives and watching people move forward in their health, fitness, and wellness goals, getting back to writing.
Yeah.
I haven't done that. That's like one that I'm grasping for because I have written 6 books. I shared my memoir about anorexia. Speaking, I had the blessing of speaking at Cedar Crest College a couple of years ago when my daughter was, several, not a couple. March is National Eating Disorder Month, and I was blessed to talk with at least 100 young women were there. So sharing that story and empower, that is my big, I still want to do that, even at my age. The gift of stories that God has given out, that's my big picture. And I shared this with you several times, even my best friend, doing what you do, talking with people over a podcast. I met my best friend 40 years ago.
Yes, you did.
And we've been planning. 2 Girls and a Pinata is basically it. We met over a Spanish class. We had to make a pinata.
Yes.
And for 40 years, we have been building everything that is in that pinata. She lives in Florida. My best friend moved away 27 years ago. And we talk, and now it's time to do it and break that pinata open. So that's been a big picture for the both of us as we are planning and plotting and praying for our debut of what 2 Girls and a Pinata would look like.
I think that you already have done the work. The groundwork is there. Just get in the room, start talking. That's what I really think. You're more than capable of it. I mean, look, you've already given us a wealth of knowledge and wisdom in the few minutes we've been talking. So I think you guys are more than ready to start sharing, start cracking open that pinata.
That will be amazing. We're just waiting for all the good stuff because, as you know, a pinata, the shell's hard.
Yes.
But once you break it, all that good stuff's inside, and it can shower people, like you said, with blessing, with wisdom, because we all have stories.
Yeah,
and that's the theme of your podcast as well, to break it open and unveil what is behind us.
Exactly. I mean, pulling back the curtain is all about seeing the person behind the stage.
Authentic.
Yeah, because, you see the guy in front of the curtain. He's really cool. He's charming, charismatic. But the guy that's about to go on, he's nervous. He's shaking. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He's forgotten all his lines until the lights come on.
Yeah.
That guy fascinates me, or that girl fascinates me. That person fascinates me because I want to know the secret of their success, how they can overcome all of that anxiety, depression, and fear to look up pristine and pretty.
Yeah.
Or raw and unkempt, which to me is more fascinating. Perfection is boring. Flawed is fascinating.
Yeah. Because I am transparent as you are too most of the time. If you want to know something, I'm pretty transparent.
That's why I asked you to be a part of this, because I know you would have a lot to share. Speaking of transparency, how do you view the value of failure?
Oh, I love that question. We talked a little bit. Failures usually sum up who you are, almost. Not who you are. It sums up the journey you've taken to get to where you are. And that does sum me up. I wouldn't be where I was if I, in my mind, didn't fail. But I just had a thought, did we really fail if we're where we're supposed to be?
That is a very good question.
Like you said, were they failure? So maybe maybe we didn't fail. Like I said, maybe it was just getting us to that place, and those are the terms, but they are hard play. No matter what, something didn't work out. And it was a hard place. Like I went through anorexia. Was it a failure? Was it a hard place? Because ultimately my anorexia is keeping me where I'm at, aware of myself, aware of fitness, aware of trying to help others, and aware of what it actually is. So yeah, and this is like we all go through those battles, and I think that's what sums up where we are. But for me, it's the understanding, and I've gained much respect for the physical body and the mind through all that, if you want to call it a failure. That's been my takeaway. And the empathy for other people who are struggling at it. It might look easy, but it is so not easy. So I'm glad that I was in that place to bring me here to just want to pour back and overflow into other people.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, at the place we used to work, that was the daily. We had to pour empathy back into humanity and to gently remind people that we are not machines and you are not machines. That was my big takeaway. I would say that all the time, that we are human, we are tired, we will make a mistake, I'm still going to help you. Like you said, kind of walk alongside me for a moment. I didn't mean to mess that up for you, but I am going to right the horrible wrong in your eyes, and we'll get that right. So I was curious, what is your favorite moment of success in your career?
Oh, I've had so many. I guess the very first one when I became a trainer, within the first year I worked with a young woman, just her losing her first 70 pounds, stuff like that. But now my greatest successes are when I'm done a workout and someone will come, that's just what I needed. That was amazing. I didn't think I could do that. Every time that happens, it's like, yes. I say that to myself all the time. Yes, I'm so grateful because that's all I want. I want you to leave here feeling better than when you came in, feeling that you can do it. So those are my greatest successes. And coming back and living that again after like a 6-year break, it's been amazing. Like every time, it's like when people tell me I'm fun and inspiring during a workout that's hard and they didn't think they wanted to, those are my successes. Watching my grandchildren pick up weight, walking, wanting to, and when even fitness aside, when other people like you bless me and tell me what you think of me. And I'm like, well, like you said that you were crying a moment ago. That's how I feel when someone shares what I've done in their life. And I'm like, I did, so to me those are my greatest story. Like when I made someone else's life better.
Empowering.
Yeah, in whatever way, whether it's through my story, whether it's through my faith journey, or whether it's through physically helping them and working out. Those are the moments that I live for. I love that.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. I must know, what advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, so much. One, you don't have as much time as you think. Being at 54, you always think, oh, well, I'll do it later. I'll achieve it. If you want to do something, try and do it, make the way. And a couple of weeks ago or whatever, we spoke and we talked about why. And instead of asking, why not? Because we ask ourselves, well, why would I want to do that? Start asking yourself at a younger age, why not? Why wouldn't I do that?
Why not me?
Yep. Worry less, pray more, because I'm trying to learn that now, just the worry, the stress that it impacts you so much, and just learning how to deal with that through faith and, like you said, walking alongside people, like you said, talking and interacting, community. But yeah, I think the biggest one is the value of time. Like you said, I was 19 when I got married, and today I'm 54. I'm like, how did that, you thought you had a whole lot of time at 19 to do everything, and there's still things left that need to be done. So
what are some things that need to be done? I'm curious now.
Oh, for me, living instead of existing, because I am very good at doing what I have to do. I work hard, I'm responsible, and sometimes you just don't want it. I don't take the time to go on a vacation. I don't take the time to go and explore and just be in life. I'm always doing the right thing, the responsible thing.
Yes.
So that's been my theme for a couple of months now, is I want not to just like exist and do the right thing, like pay your taxes, do, all the right thing. Like I want to go see something. I want to sit on the beach again. I should go see my friend in Florida that I haven't been there yet. She's been here, but those type of things that I start thinking about, the why not?
The why not?
Why are you not in Florida? Why are you not taking a day off? Why are you not sitting down and reading a book thinking that you have to clean 24 hours, those type of things. Like I said, I keep reiterating seasons change. So what I would have valued at 19, 20, 30 looks so different at 54.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it changes all the time. But those are the things that I feel that I have left undone for me. Because I placed value. Like I said, I raised a family. They were important. Grandkids, they need what they need. Now trying to find a balance of getting a little bit more what I need and identifying what I need. That's been the key for me. What do I need? And that's what I'm working on, writing down what I need. Even at 54, I don't know everything that I need, if that makes sense.
It does, because you've lived a life of serving and helping others, and now you're realizing you're important too.
Yep.
And the old saying, you can't help others unless you're willing to help yourself.
You can't. The visual of the airplane, your air mask has to go on first, or you can't help the person next to you put theirs on. I've been living with that thought for a while, and I need to take the air mask and start breathing and start expanding my horizons.
That's one thing I've always admired about you. Whenever you are thinking about something, you share it with everyone that will listen, even those that won't listen.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a wonderful way of bringing the new thought to the forefront, thinking about it, talking about it. And even if people don't give you the ideal positive response you're hoping for, hearing them respond anyway encourages you to explore how you would want to respond to this. I think it's great.
It does. And I've been blessed because in the businesses I'm in, I work with a lot of young people. My bosses have been young. I'm always like, I'm your mother. But I just love the fact that I'm learning from them. And I love, they see the value in me, and I love what they give back to me. Like I have a wonderful boss now. He is so young, but you can see that he's trying to elevate my value in the gym as an older trainer, as a wisdom, a coach, that type of thing, and getting me clients, based on who I am. And wherever I worked, I put the time in, and I've always gotten a respect back. So I've been blessed for that, where, these young people could have been like, who's that old lady? But no, they just valued what I did and let me know that. And that's important to me.
Recognition for the value you bring to the table.
It is. I don't know why. Like I said, I want to know that I'm bringing something to this place or to this time.
It makes sense.
Yeah, or what can I do to step it up if I'm not?
To be useful.
Yes, to be of value here. Like you said, not just to take up space.
Yeah.
Like anyone can come and take up space, but how do we elevate another life? How do I, like I said, we pour into it. Like you said, you stop what you're doing to look for a dog. You stop what you're doing to jump somebody's car. Those are the keys to your success.
Yeah.
Being present.
Being present.
Yeah.
Living in the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've gotten a really good scope of your creative mind. But I do have one final question, if you wouldn't mind.
I do not.
Do you have any projects that you would like to promote after all this wonderful wisdom you've shared?
Well, thank you for asking. Anyone who does want a personal trainer, of course, I am certified. That is an ongoing project, passion. I do it in several ways. Zoom. I have a home gym. And I do work at a gym, and that all for private messages. I can any information, so that I always will promote. I will promote that if anyone wants help with any eating disorder, addiction, a speaker, a mentor, a friend, I'm always open to that. And of course, the project of Keep Your Ears Out for Two Girls and a Pinata, that will hopefully be forthcoming as soon, once we take the leap and get ourselves together and just do it. Like you said, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, so those are the things I'm doing.
That's wonderful. And in the description, I will put Mary's information if you're interested in reaching out to her, and she'll give you, well, as much advice and help as you're willing to take, and then some.
Yes.
Because Mary undersells, over-delivers every single time. Mary, I want to thank you again for coming on.
Thank you.
And with that, we're going to end the podcast with Pulling Back the Curtain with Vinny Ali with our special guest, Mary Barrett. It has been a real pleasure, and I hope that you all enjoyed the show. Thanks for coming again.